dealing with older people, they're the last to know that things have changed. We not your little niggas. Like, the way you talking, I don't get what you mean. We're not your little niggas. Like, for real, all that big homie stuff, that's for little niggas. Little niggas have big homies. We're not little niggas, so we don't even respect big homies. I know Killer doesn't, and for me, I never respected niggas in the streets. That's why I always got the problems I got. Niggas would tell me, Maze, chill. No, chill for what? Who is this nigga? That's how I feel listening to this, man. Like, I want to respect you.
Maybe we need to change the word for the youngsters. The checking in part, you know, is they seem to get hung up on that word, checking in.
Yeah.
So if we could diversify that word and bring it up to a 2021 thing.
Right. What's the word, OG? What's the word?
Maybe we may want to tell them they need to get.
50 Cent just snapped on Jay Prince after Jay tried to push him out of Houston, and it's getting wild real fast. 50 ain't holding back. He's calling out Jay for allegedly running an extortion game, and now he's putting all the dirty laundry out there. Word is, Jay Prince been feeling the pressure and supposedly sent some of his boys to mess with 50's business moves. But 50, he's clapping back heavy. He's been straight up trolling Jay on Instagram, even telling him to pull up if he really wants smoke. And check this, 50 allegedly got receipts that could shake Jay Prince's whole empire to the core. If that's true, Jay definitely don't want none of this heat. Still, let's not act like Jay Prince ain't got street power in H-Town. He's got people who'll ride for him without hesitation. So 50 better keep one eye open at all times. This ain't just rap beef, this is turning into an all-out war between two titans. Let's get into it. People are saying Jay's been out here strong-arming folks.
Most of you may not know this. You had the opportunity to take Houston.
Yeah.
But you chose Shreveport.
Yeah. And Houston didn't have the same, they embraced me good. Like, I got out there, they showed me a lot of love.
Mm-hmm.
But Shreveport had the infrastructure already here. Like, even the tax incentive was.
50 Cent's been on Jay Prince's neck for a minute now. Their beef, real nasty and way past petty. It's been more than just rap shots, it's felt personal. 50 never played along with Jay Prince's whole checking in rule, and he said it loud and clear. Meanwhile, Jay Prince been walking around like he still runs Houston. For years, they kept their distance. 50 had New York on lock, while Jay held down Houston. They weren't stepping on each other's toes unless they crossed paths. But everything flipped when 50 brought the fight to Jay's home turf. That's right, 50 Cent moved his entire operation to Houston. He wasn't just visiting, and he packed up and relocated. He first dropped the news in a tweet saying, "I love New York, but I live in Houston now. I'll explain later." And the reason? Taxes. 50 had been fuming about New York's crazy 62% tax hike. Said it was killing his business. So like a real hustler, he bounced.
Don't turn me down. What you said? Don't turn me down. What you on, folks? Don't turn you down. Yeah, man. What you on, folks? What you mean what I'm on? What you on, man? What the deal there? What up? What up? You want to buy your shit back or what? You ain't get, you flunked out. I'm trying to see where you at. You dumb. What you got? $20 out of car? Nah, nigga. You know what we got? Nigga, stop that cap.
Man.
I'm capping, bro. They gonna believe anything.
You want me to start my car? I just took a picture in the same car today with my little boy. You bitch ass niggas on this bitch like y'all stole something.
Everyone knows big-time moguls don't mess around when it comes to keeping their paper right. But it wasn't just about saving money. He'd also been eyeing the Houston hip-hop scene for a while. He wanted in, and he made it happen. And that's when the tension really started to bubble up. Houston's been a major player in hip-hop, rap, and trap culture for years, and 50 Cent saw nothing but dollar signs. He's not just a rapper, he's a full-blown businessman who's always got an eye on the next big move. Entertainment, culture, art, the people, 50 wanted all in. So when Houston popped up on his radar, he jumped on it like a true mogul chasing that bag. And let's not forget his liquor hustle, Branson Cognac. Remember when 50 was popping up at every liquor store in Houston, flashing those bottles like trophies? Folks started whispering that maybe, just maybe, he found his target market right there in the city. He wanted to be hands-on, close to the action, and ready to cash in. But Jay Prince, he wasn't feeling any of that. He saw 50's move as straight-up disrespect. Word is, Jay felt like 50 was stepping all over his turf and didn't bother to show him any love. And when Jay Prince feels disrespected, things get real. Allegedly, Jay tried to force 50 to check in, basically demanding a payout just to operate in Houston. He even sent his guys to apply some pressure trying to shake him down. But 50? Nah, he shut that down quick. He let Jay know he had his own security and he wasn't about to bow down to anyone. He wasn't handing over a dime. That just made Jay even more heated. The streets started buzzing. People were saying Jay tried to slap a no-fly zone on 50, meaning he wasn't welcome to move around Houston freely. But again, that move flopped. 50 stayed active, loud, and unbothered. He kept doing his thing, building businesses, staying outside, and even giving back to the community. And here's the big twist. 50 had major plans to open up a film studio for G-Unit Film right in Houston.
If I got a lord like the dudes that raised me, if I was out of pocket, they would tell me I'm out of pocket. They wouldn't let me put them on a crash out mission. They would say, yo, Mace, listen. Around here, we don't send niggas to do nothing for us. We don't pay niggas to handle our problems. You got to put in your own work around here, Lord, man. That's what you were supposed to tell them. You can't go out here and talk crazy and then send me on a mission. Nah, this is where the game got messed up, when young niggas started sending old niggas out. And just because this little ignorant nigga got a few dollars, he make all of you that's supposed to be real run after his mission. This is a problem, Jay Prince. And I'm going to tell you like this. If you're 60 years old and you're trying to be a street nigga, you failed. You failed. I'm telling you this. And I stand, my name is Mace. I stand by this.
It was gonna be a $20 million power move, but with all that tension building up, he switched gears last minute and moved the whole project to Shreveport, Louisiana instead. Now that's a bold checkmate. Back in 2022, just a year after 50 Cent touched down in Houston, the city rolled out the red carpet for him. The man got honored with his very own key to the city and a whole 50 Cent day. Yeah, they made it official. The celebration popped off during Houston's annual Thanksgiving Day parade, and Mayor Sylvester Turner was singing 50's praises like he was the hometown hero. He didn't hold back, called him one of the most impactful figures in Houston. The mayor said 50 was more than just a rapper. He was a philanthropist, an artist, a businessman, and someone who was actually changing lives, especially in the schools, turning high schoolers into future bosses through his G-Unity program. Then, in front of a crowd that was showing nothing but love, the mayor declared November 24th as 50 Cent Day in Houston and told him straight up he'd always have a home there. The crowd went wild and 50 matched the energy in his speech, showing mad appreciation back to the people. It was a moment. But while 50 was getting flowers and making power moves, guess who was fuming in the background? Jay Prince. Word is he wasn't just mad, he was tight. Watching 50 get crowned king in a city Jay always saw as his own, that had to sting. But facts are facts. It's not hard to see why 50 got the keys to the city while Jay Prince started getting side-eyed like just another street guy. Since landing in Houston, 50's been putting real money into the city, backing programs, funding projects, and giving back in ways that can't be ignored. Take the G-Unity Business Lab, for example. It's an educational program aimed at turning high school students into entrepreneurs. That's legacy building. And that's not all. 50 made major moves in the city's sports and entertainment game too. His liquor brand, Sire Spirits, locked in sponsorship deals with the Rockets, Astros, and Texans. He even threw the first ever Houston Tycoon Comedy and Music Festival in 2022, bringing the whole city out. And around that same time, he linked up with the Rockets again to hand out 1,000 free turkeys for Thanksgiving. But he didn't stop there. In 2023, he dropped a jaw-dropping $850,000 worth of toys at a holiday event, helping the citywide club give out 100,000 toys to kids across Houston. That's how you leave a mark.
Nothing should have happened. What do you say to that?
What I would say to that is, you know, I have a track record, man, and the Prince family have a track record of 30 plus years of, you know what I mean, honoring and loving on our guests and being with our guests, and no shit like this never happened. But here's the thing, and this is what people don't understand. We ain't never had nobody to attack us, if you know what I mean. You know, when a man attack a situation with a weapon, then, you know, it become a playing field where, you know, any and everything goes. So that's what we're dealing with right here, and that's the root of this situation.
When Mike and Junior was walking by. He actually went in the restroom to wash blood off his hand where he had reached up on the takeoff. He had to pick him up and his fingers went in it. You know why?
In 2024, 50 Cent kept showing out for Houston in a big way. He helped raise a jaw-dropping $500,000 for the Houston Children's Charity. Notice, and get this, he did it by auctioning off just 2 massive bottles of his luxury champagne, Le Chemin du Roi. The event? Total success. It brought in $6 million in donations. A record-breaking night for the charity. Bottom line, 50's stamp on the city is solid. He's not just flexing it, he's making a difference, and Houston is loving him for it. Now flip the script to Jay Prince. And man, that picture looks real different. While 50's out here building schools and breaking records for charity, Jay Prince and his crew stay getting called out for some shady street politics. It's no secret, people been side-eyeing his so-called protection game for years. Jay Prince crowned himself the king of Houston. And from there, he started running this whole check-in system. It's supposed to be about keeping artists safe when they visit the city. Sounds cool on the surface, right? But dig deeper, and it starts sounding more like a hustle than protection. Here's how it supposedly works. If an artist comes to H-Town, they're expected to check in with Jay Prince and show respect. But that respect, it usually comes with a price tag. Artists are expected to hand over big money, allegedly for security, so their chains don't get snatched or worse. And if anything does go down, Jay Prince's crew can help get it back. But here's the catch. Folks say it ain't really optional. If you don't play along, you might find yourself in trouble real quick. Just ask NBA YoungBoy. When he came to Houston, he didn't check in. He figured he had his own security and didn't need anyone's protection. But not long after, his spot got hit. 2 masked goons broke in, snatched up chains, cash, and even keys to some of his cars. It looked more like a message than a random robbery. People are calling it out, saying this whole check-in thing is just street tax with a fancy name. Meanwhile, 50's out here getting awards, keys to the city, and making real impact, while Jay Prince's rep is getting messier by the day. So check this. After NBA YoungBoy got hit in Houston, the robbers actually had the nerve to reach out to him and demand a $30,000 ransom to get his stuff back. But YB wasn't falling for the trap. He clapped back fast, calling them out as immature and saying they were just wilding for attention. Then out of nowhere, Jay Prince jumped into the mix, and that's when things really got messy. Jay Prince posted an IG video, tagging YB, and said that the robbers had dropped the stolen items off to him. Yup, just like that. Out in the open like it was nothing. He told YB to reach out if he wanted his stuff back. But YB wasn't buying that act for 1 second. He saw straight through it and told Jay Prince to keep his fake kindness to himself. YB wasn't afraid to call him out either, said if Jay really wanted to help, he would have reached out privately, not turned it into a social media stunt.
Came to the city of Houston, but he didn't just come here to live. He has been helping out on so many causes in this city. And especially, he has been in our high schools, turning our high school students into entrepreneurs with his Unity Camp program. I've seen him firsthand. This city has been elevated because of his presence. And so today, we have the honor of saying to him, he's our 2022 Grand Marshal. Give it up to Curtis 50 Jackson. Before I call on him to speak, let me present you first a key to the city of Houston. Anywhere you go, 550 buildings, use the key, the door will swing wide open.
According to YB, having someone that old still playing IG games is just sad. From YB's point of view, this wasn't help. It was a setup for more extortion. He figured that if he went to Jay Prince to get his things back, it'd end up costing him way more than the robbers originally asked for. So he stood his ground and refused to play the game. And guess what? YB isn't the only one who's called out Jay Prince over this so-called check-in culture. Cameron and Maze lit him up too. On an episode of their podcast, It Is What It Is, they went in, clowning Jay Prince for still moving like this at his age. They said straight up, instead of running street plays, he should be setting an example and teaching the younger generation how to move smarter. People are getting tired of the antics, and more folks are starting to speak out. And we haven't even touched the loaded dice games yet. The underground setups Jay Prince and his sons were known to organize for rappers rolling through Houston. Word on the street is these dice games weren't just for fun. They were part of a much bigger hustle. People been whispering that they were just another layer in Jay Prince's alleged extortion blueprint. Now let's talk about the dark cloud that still hangs over one of those nights. The night Takeoff lost his life. You've probably heard the rumors. People been pointing fingers at Jay Prince ever since, saying he might have had a hand in what happened. It all went down during one of those infamous dice games. According to the official version, an argument broke out, things got heated, people pulled weapons, and in the chaos, a bullet hit Takeoff. It was called an accident, but now, new footage allegedly says otherwise. Sources are saying Jay Prince was mad, real mad, that Takeoff and Quavo didn't check in the way he expected. Allegedly, he told his people to teach them a lesson. It wasn't meant to be fatal, just something to rough them up and send a message, but it spun out of control fast, and Takeoff paid the ultimate price. Every time Jay Prince gets asked about the situation, he dodges the heat, brushing it off, switching topics, or trying to look unfazed, but the streets are watching, and they ain't forgetting.
The little homie YoungBoy place got broke into, people went in his place, disrespected different things, and I got a call about it. And the little homies that went into this place want to make that right because they understand that, YoungBoy family is okay with me. And as you can see, homie, to make a long story short, I got your keys to your Rolls Royce, I got your keys to your McLaren, all that shit that they took, and the homie, Shakur, what you got, homie?
You got your Rolls Royce umbrellas, you got your keys, you got a bunch of other shit, so get in contact with us, bro.
And Takeoff wasn't the only one who didn't make it out of one of these sketchy dice games. Remember Duke the Jeweler? He was shining bright after supposedly winning $100,000 at one of those games, but before he could even make it to his ride, he got ambushed. Everything. Gone. His cash, his jewels, and then his life. It felt like a setup, and folks have never stopped talking about it. So let's be real. When you line up 50 Cent and Jay Prince side by side, the difference is clear. One is building studios, handing out scholarships, and feeding families, while the other's name keeps coming up next to chaos and bloodshed. Word on the street is Jay Prince has been cooking up a plan to shut 50 Cent down and wipe his entire operation out of Houston. But before he could even make a move, 50's drama with Big Meech exploded. And Jay Prince, he's always rolled with Meech. Allegedly, Jay didn't waste time picking sides. People say he even sent some of his crew to press 50, trying to scare him into backing off. But come on now. This is 50 Cent we're talking about. He's not the type to let anyone push him out no matter how deep their street connections run. Instead of folding, 50 flipped the whole script. He's now putting Jay Prince on blast, dragging that alleged extortion racket into the spotlight. Sources say 50 is on a mission to tear down Jay Prince's so-called empire, and he's doing it loud, bold, and with that signature 50's flair. And don't think he's doing this quietly. Nah, 50's making it a whole show. He's trolling, exposing, and plotting, all while stacking more wins. But now the big question is, with everything heating up, does 50 need to keep his head on a swivel when he's in H-Town? Or is he already 10 steps ahead with another wild trick up his sleeve ready to drop? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear what you think. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more jaw-dropping drama. This story is far from over.